Hi, Kyle here, and I'm going to do a 10-15 minute video for people that are either people that are meditating and want to learn how to kind of protect themselves energetically, those people that consider themselves as channelers or accessing other energies, or integrating other energies from different sources, and they would feel like they might want a stronger protection around them. And these are things I often teach my clients, and I thought I would do a general video for people because I feel like this is such an important area for people right now, because there's just so much energy out there that we're all tapping into. And so what I'd like to do is teach this as what I'll call it is a challenging technique. And so if someone, and I'm not trying to scare anyone here, I want to be really clear on this, that if people are just daily meditators and they're doing mindfulness meditation through one of their senses, or doing silent meditations or whatever, and you're doing great with that, keep going with that. You won't need this. But if you're someone that feels like, oh, maybe I'm susceptible to things, maybe I'm opening myself up, or I'm vulnerable, or you might not feel like you have a strong guard or boundary, or you're around other people and they feel like they're sucking energy from you and you want to protect yourself. This is a technique that you can do prior to meditation. This is a technique you can do during the day. This is a technique you can do before you pick up the phone. This is a technique you can do before you go to send a message, because what I'm hoping to teach here is that we can actually protect the barrier around us. So some would call it an aura, some would call it more metaphorically a force field. I call it an atmosphere, because if you look at the energy field around a human being, it looks kind of like the earth. It's interesting that the earth has this atmosphere around it, and so do we. If you look at images of the energy coming off people, because we can measure this now, and the aura that we have looks similar to what you'd see on the earth. It's interesting. And so what I'll teach here is, and I'll individualize this for people, is I'll teach you how you yourself, with your own words and your own view on life, and the spiritual flavor you put on it, how you can turn this into your own challenging technique to make sure that you're only allowing into your energy, into your aura, into your atmosphere, those energies that you want to be in there. Okay? So what I would invite you to do is take some notes, get a piece of paper, pause here if you need to. You can always obviously watch the video multiple times. And I want you to try and make this your own thing, okay? And to have a really open mind with this. Something that you need to pick early on is something that really resonates with you. A lot of research is moving towards that. This existence is all about resonance, vibration. It has to do with the vibration of the atoms inside of us and the vibration of our thoughts. And so the frequency that we're on, the frequency that we're tuning into, if you look at it on a light, loving side, kind of a Christ consciousness sort of thing, Buddha consciousness, or negative, on a negative side, negative energy, I, me, mine, self-centered, okay? I'm trying to work with the people going this way. I can't really help these folks, sorry. Unless you want to move this way, by all means. So whether you're someone that just wants to protect yourself, or whether you feel like you're someone accessing energies right now and you want to better protect yourself. And in particular, I'm talking to some of those people that feel like they might be listening to voices, whether they believe it's their own or someone else's, and they're not sure just how benevolent these voices are. Are they really serving you? They might sound really good. They might sound like they're there to assist you, but do you really know? Have you challenged them? Have you looked them in the eyes and been, you better be of this Buddha consciousness, Christ consciousness, otherwise see you later. I don't care how much you sweet talk me. And so this is a really important exercise, and it's only as powerful and as important as you make it out to be. Again, this is about vibration. This is about frequency. So if you kind of go into this with the meh mentality, you're going to get a meh back from it. This has to be something, at the extreme, you could look at it as something you would live and you would die for. Okay? So let's use an example of meditation. And then you can shorten this version and use it throughout your days, whether it's answering your phone or sending an email, or on the spot you feel like something is I don't know, your mood changes and you're wondering, is this my mood that shifted, or were there other energies that came in? And if so, I want to ask them to leave. So you can challenge yourself if you feel like your mood is really shifted too. But we'll try this with meditation. So what I advise people to do is go through, I teach a 3-part system of meditation. And so there's a pre-phase to it all. And then the first stage is plugging in and checking in. Next phase is going to a contemplative process, getting an intention from it, setting that intention, making a mantra, and then going into a meditative state. What I'm going to focus on here is a bit of this first part, that's plugging in and checking in. And then at that point is where you're going to make this challenge that you challenge anything that you're accessing or anything trying to access you afterwards. So this first part is really important, because what you're trying to do is plug into more than you. If you're listening this far into this video, you are already someone that resonates with, there's a bigger picture. There's some field of consciousness we're all tapping into. There's some sort of cycle of reincarnation, some cycle of life, however you seem to look at it. And you're going, okay, there's so much more going on out there. Well, I don't know what I'm accessing. I have this limited human body and limited human brain that I'm using in this lifetime, and this mind that accesses so much more. But the conscious mind only picks up a certain amount. You're only being told about a certain amount. And that's just the way this life works. So if you're humble enough to say, I need to challenge some of these energies, I need to question some of the information coming through me, instead of just assuming that it's for me, assuming that it's good. This is what you do to plug in this first stage, is you expand yourself out there so that you are accessing more energies than just you, this limited energy, this apparent separate you from everyone else is trying to do this work of challenging. You're tapping in bigger. So you're checking inside, you're going inside, you're thanking yourself, talking to yourself, thinking whatever resonates with you inside. If you've been sick, thank your lungs that you're breathing better. If your heart's heavy, talk to your heart. If you have GI problems, talk to that, and talk to yourself in loving ways. You could go right down to the 50 trillion cells inside of you. You could talk to the energy system that's traveling through every nerve inside of you. Whatever floats your boat. Have fun, go in, talk to yourself, thank yourself, appreciate who you are, appreciate this physical body that you're using as a horse during this lifetime. That's the checking in. Now plug in. So plug in outside of you now. So you've already acknowledged yourself, you've connected with yourself and all the different parts of your body, because there's so many different consciousnesses inside your body. You've connected with those. Now connect with the consciousnesses outside of your body. What do you resonate with? For example, Mother Nature. Most people resonate with Mother Nature as being this benevolent source of energy that gives us food and everything else. Everything we have is from Mother Nature. So you might want to connect with that and talk to Mother Nature. The animals, do you have any pets? Do you have any loved ones? And just go inside your mind and just shake hands with them all. Almost just have a little conversation, like if they were there, what are a few nice things you would say? And that's what you can do when you were going inside as well. You're just shaking hands. I like to joke around that this part is, and I'll do another video on this 3-part process for meditation. I like to joke around that this first part is basically, you're having a meditation party, and you're trying to find your peeps. You're trying to find out who you want to invite to come into your meditation party, because when you're meditating, you're outside of the physical reality at some part. So this checking in, plugging in, you're doing this because you're trying to connect with these other energies, these other consciousnesses. And as you're plugging in around you, I would invite you to go Mother Nature, all the things on Earth, and go beyond. Talk to the stars, talk to the moon, thank the sun for shooting out all these photons. Otherwise, we would not be here if it didn't. You could thank the electromagnetic connections between all the planets that keep us in this alignment. Otherwise, we'd float off into the universe. You could talk to the universe. If you believe in a God or a creator or a source of some sort, talk to that, obviously, and connect with that. And just get this feeling like you're shaking hands with all of them. You're having short little conversations, okay? Be really focused on this. Try not to veer off and let the monkey mind kick in. So as you go through this process, which might take you a minute, might take you 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, depending on the day. It could take you 10 seconds if you're doing this right before you pick up the phone. What you do at this point is you get into a challenging technique. So you've checked in, you've plugged in, you've talked to your peeps, you've done some fist bumps, you've shaken some hands, you've done some hugs. You're asking these, if you're doing a meditation, you're asking these people to move forward into the next parts and into meditation. But in between this process of all the consciousnesses in you that you tapped into and the ones outside of you, before moving into the contemplative and meditative state, right there is where I invite people to go, okay, I need to protect myself, if you feel you need to. And so what you do now is, as you're moving into this contemplative state, or you're moving into meditation, or you're moving into doing whatever you're doing, or you're trying to transition to a different mood, is you stop and you go, I challenge any, and you can say this in your own way, I challenge any energies, any entities, any consciousnesses, any sources, any other beings, anything. I challenge anything that is trying to move through my atmosphere, my force field, my aura, and into my consciousness in this human form. I challenge any of those energies coming through that they must be of this vibration. They must be of this level of consciousness. They must be of this frequency, whatever words work for you. They must be of this nature. They must be of this intention, whatever works for you. And you would give a challenge as to what they must be. Okay? And this is really important, is it's the strength of what you resonate with deep inside you in your own way that you're challenging with for these other sources to look at. So let's say you're Christian or Catholic, you might use Christ. Let's say you're more just, you think Christ was a really amazing teacher, so you might think Christ consciousness. Maybe you believe in, you're Buddhist and you believe in the Buddha or Buddha's teachings. You could say Buddha consciousness. If it's someone else, if it's an ascended master, if it's whatever it might be for you, if it's Mother Nature, if it's your dog that you love so much and you know that thing is, I've got a 1.5-year-old golden retriever, and she is, some of my clients call it Kona consciousness because her name is Kona, and she's just so amazing. Maybe it's your Kona consciousness, your animal that is your pet that is so beautiful and so loving, and you know it is just loving, pure, light energy. Challenge with that. So what it might look like is this. You finish your checking in and you're plugging in, and you can do this in your own mind, and you might go something along the lines of, and as I move into this meditation, or as I answer this phone, or as I shift this mood that I'm in, or as I walk into this difficult room, or before I do this presentation, I ask that any energies interacting with me, anything trying to move through my aura, my force field, my atmosphere, or is already in and interacting with me, I challenge that these energies, these consciousnesses, these frequencies, that they must be of this vibration, this level, this consciousness. They must be of the vibration that they are serving my best intentions and humanity's best intentions, that they are of Christ consciousness, that they are of Buddha consciousness, that they are of Mohammed consciousness, that they are of the vibration of Kona consciousness, whatever resonates for you. It could be the love you have for your daughter. My daughter is Hope. You must be of Hope consciousness because I know she's a pure, loving lighthouse of energy. Whatever resonates with you, you challenge that those energies must be of that vibration, of that frequency. And if not, be gone. If not, I send you love, I send you light, be gone. This is about your free choice and your free will, but you must put your free choice and your free will out there. If you're just listening to these voices, if you're entertaining these negative thoughts and you're getting to dialogue with them, and you didn't vet them first, you didn't do an interview with them to see just what they are, you didn't say, here's the sign, and either you meet this criteria or you're out of here, sorry. This is what we're doing here, is creating a standard of what the voices in your head need to be. And this can be something that people that are struggling with voices in their head can really use to try and challenge and practice this technique. So I really emphasize that. Meditation is very much like exercise. It's a practice. You don't just get it and then it's easy. That's like saying someone exercises to a point and then they never need to exercise again. You'll need to practice this technique. You'll need to practice your challenging technique. Do it when you wake up in the morning. Do it before your meditations. Do it before you go to sleep at night. Do it when you're struggling. Do it when you're emotionally off. You might feel like it works sometimes. You might feel like it might not. It's practice. Keep going with it. Keep going with it. For those that resonate with having a guide or an angel or something else, I would invite you to challenge those too. Don't trust that they're beautiful and benevolent. Benevolent is another word you can use. Challenge them, okay? So I'll leave this there. I'm not sure how long this was. Hopefully not too long. But I invite you to try the challenging technique. Make it your own. It's got to resonate with you. So use words that resonate with you. Who cares how fluffy they are or what they are to anyone else? This is your challenge. It's the words you use. It's the resonance of the words you use. So it doesn't have to be big fluffy words or big fancy words, as long as it resonates with you. Practice this, try it out, make it your own. I hope this helps. And if this resonates with you, definitely invite you to watch for the upcoming video I'll make on how I teach the meditation process. Until next time, keep seeking. I'm Kyle.